I do not have time to mess around. Hey! Kim here, welcome back. Today I am bringing you the When I Was a Kid tag. Big thanks to JD Estrada for tagging me in this. I always feel so loved and like included in the community and things like that when I'm tagged in videos. They just give me like undying happiness. So thank you, JD. You're amazing. Actually, he is amazing. His channel's really cool and really chill and really casual, and I implore you to check it out because he's a super cool dude. The original tag was done by Renee Little. I hope I'm saying your name right. And the linking link for her video and JD's video will be down there. Check them out. On to the questions. Question 1. Movies you could quote or that you watched over and over and over again. Any Disney movie. Any of them. Any animated Disney movie I just watched. Like my poor mother. Let's see. Specifically Fantasia when I was really little. Like my mom can't handle any of the music from that movie because I watched it every single solitary day of my life until I was like, I don't even know, I'd probably like at least 7 or 8 years old. Like I was pretty big on it. Any really like animated Disney movie, honestly. Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Aladdin, Mulan, Pocahontas, all of those, like especially like that Renaissance era of Disney. Woo! Hit me right perfectly. I was their target audience. That was me. I also really liked An American Tail, the one with Fievel and the little immigrant mice that come to America, because there are no cats in America. Yeah, that one. But I was singing Somewhere Out There, the song from that movie, well, like before I could talk. Like, my mom even said that in like my baby book. It says she's singing this damn song, but she can't even speak yet. I said I swear. Number 2, first book or television OTP. Okay, so I'm not super into like shipping and like all this jargon of OTP and ships and things like that. Oh, I don't know. I gotta think. Oh, I know. Full House, DJ and Steve. Guys, I was huge on Full House. When Fuller House came out on Netflix, I like did the greatest happy dance you've ever seen. I think they did that show beautifully. Full House was just my childhood. It was everything to me. I'm such like a 100% 90s kid and super proud of that because man, what a time to be alive. DJ and Steve were just my relationship goals, okay? Like I wanted to be that so bad. I just thought they were adorable and I thought they were fun and I thought they were just wonderful. They were just so cool. So cool. Number 3, TV shows you weren't supposed to watch but watched anyway. Here's the thing, I was a really good kid. I was so afraid of getting into trouble that I rarely really like legitimately broke real rules. So I really can't say that there was one that I wasn't supposed to watch and didn't, because if I wasn't supposed to watch it, like I was too afraid of getting caught, I wouldn't watch it. But I do remember that I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons because like they were rude. That's what my mom and my grandma said. They were rude. Those rude kids on TV. So I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons, but every once in a while I'd like be at a friend's house or something and it would be on and like you'd have like little Kim in the corner like sort of peeking over to like see what this show was about with the rude people. The rude people. Number 4 is favorite game. Like board game? Monopoly. Like that game was kind of banned by my mother now because like we were so brutal, like tears, flipped game boards, angry people all the time. So like when I was a little bit of an older kid, like late elementary, middle school sort of kid, Monopoly was where it was at. In terms of video games, I played Super Mario Brothers with my brothers a lot. In the summertime, like that was the thing that we did, was we would play Mario. And then a little later, it was Legend of Zelda. So video game would just be like regular old classic Super Mario Bros. And then Legend of Zelda. My sister and I also had this made-up karate game where we would just wrestle each other on the front lawn and like laugh until our stomachs hurt. And so there was that. Question 5, were you an outside kid or an inside kid? I would probably say both. Like my sister and I played outside a lot because we lived in like a cul-de-sac, so it was a nice little tucked in area that was pretty safe, and we grew up in a pretty safe part of town. And so we were like front yard with the neighbor kids sort of playing all the time, but I was also like just an imaginative kid, and so I was inside playing Barbies and My Little Ponies like a lot. Like a lot. Totally both. I really think, can you be both? Because I think I was both. Question 6, favorite childhood pet. I had a dog and her name was Jessie, and I got her when I was a year old, and we were best friends until I was 15 and she died. That was sad. That was the first like real death that I had to deal with too. Like not until I was 15 did I really actually lose a person. A dog is a person. That really affected me because like she was my best friend. Like I did not know life without her. And like and my mom always tells me that she was dumb and stuff like that, but she was not dumb. I don't even care what my mom says. She was not even dumb. She was awesome. She was my best friend and she was cool. And we were buds. She was a little black dog. She was a Cocker Spaniel Poodle mix and she was delightful and I loved her. We had all sorts of pets growing up though. Like my mom's a big animal person. She owned a vet clinic at one point. Like animals have always been like in my life all the time. When I moved in with my husband, I had 2 cats and 2 dogs and he had never had a pet in his life. So you can imagine how that went. But yeah, pets are a big deal to me. I also had a cat named Mr. Jenny because I refused to believe it was a boy. I was 5 years old when I got him and I won him in a race. And I won a kitten in a race and I wanted a girl cat because I was a girl and I wanted a girl and this cat was a boy and my mom tried to tell me and I said no, this cat is a girl and her name is Jenny and that was just it. We ended up calling him Mr. Jenny because look, some people call me stubborn, I say resilient, whatever. Question 7, what did you want to be when you grew up? Just kidding, I didn't want to be an astronaut. I'm too big of a chicken to go into space. I wouldn't mind being like a cool scientist though that like helps astronauts. In 3rd grade, I went to career day dressed as a congresswoman. Yeah, there's literally a picture of me in a red blazer with a briefcase. Like I was a congresswoman. Like I knew what that was and that's what I wanted to be. The first thing I wanted to be though was a zookeeper so I could feed the polar bears. I'm super into polar bears and have been since I was really tiny. Question 8, favorite house you lived in and why? We moved into the house I grew up in when I was 5, and I didn't move out until I was 18, and then I moved back when I was 19, and then I moved out when I was 21, and then I moved back when I was 22. So, that house. I loved that house. It was a split level, which always drove me crazy. I thought that was ridiculous. But other than that, I really, really loved that house. I loved the part of town I was in. I loved my neighborhood. We had an amazing gorgeous view of the mountain range behind us because I live in Salt Lake City and there's a lot of mountains, but we were on the eastern end of the valley, so we had these huge mountains out of my back window that just were gorgeous to see. I knew every sound of that house, every smell of that house, every feel of that house. We had a huge backyard with a giant hill and like we literally in the wintertime went sledding like every day. It's so funny to me now when I want to take my niece sledding because we have to like go find a place because when I was a kid, like the backyard was literally a big enough hill that we just would go sledding there all the time. It was awesome. Loved that house. Number 9, something you used to like to do that you would like to start doing again. I still read like a ton. I still get really, really crazy imaginative ideas all the time. I still freak out over Christmas and Christmas presents. I just really kept so many of my childlike qualities. It's probably the reason that I'm not a millionaire or a supervillain because like I really just stayed a kid. Read more. Really, I wish I could just read way more like I used to then. Like I wish I didn't have responsibility so I just stopped reading. Number 10, a random memory that stuck in your head for God only knows what reason why. My grandpa used to sit on the couch and threaten to shoot Santa Claus. Does that count? No, I know why that's in my head. Ha! My sister thought there was a ghost in the basement because my cousin told her that. that was a good couple weeks. She wouldn't go down there to save her life. Oh, that was great. That was great. That's the When I Was a Kid tag, you guys. I had so much fun with this. Thank you so much, JD. You were great to tag me in this. I really, really enjoyed it. As for tagging people, I'm going to tag 2 people I'm going to tag. Spicy Mage, super cool channel, super chill. Please go over there. And I'm going to tag Sylvia K. Please go check out their channels, you guys. They're newer booktubers like me, and their channels are great. Awesome content, super fun. Like I'd follow anybody who's like boring and dumb. Come on. I got standards. These people are cool. Check them out. That's gonna do it for me. Thanks again, JD. This tag was so much fun. It really gave me all sorts of happy, just like to remember these like childhood things that shaped who I am. So that's really cool. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and we'll see you in my next video.